Hi there, Karen Flaherty here from Living by Human Design. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great beginning to the new year, and hope you're ready to hear some news about human design and the human design weather this week, which includes the Gate 54. This is all about ambition and drive. So this week we've got the sun in Gate 54, which is typically called ambition, also called drive sometimes. It goes from January 5th until January 10th, and it will be coming off the left side of the root center down here, the Gate 54. The Gate 53, which is right next to it on the top side of the root, is the Gate of Beginnings. And this is what's in the Earth this week. So the Earth is in the Gate 53. It's all about beginning. So you can see this is kind of a nice pairing, right, already, ambition and beginning. So starting new projects and having ambition and all that. So it's a nice way to actually start the year, right? So we start the week again with the sacral defined and the throat defined by the transits that are in the 20 and the 34. And we've got the 6124 still in defining the head and the ajna. So things are still probably pretty interesting in life in terms of people's opinions and what they think is right and what they think is kind of absolute. And then we've also got people who are thinking that they've got the throat or the sacral center. And by now, I've heard of many, many, unfortunately, projectors and manifestors who are quite tired from all the energy that they've been feeling. Some people are not sleeping. Some people have had, illnesses that just kind of put them into bed so that they would take some time off and get a little bit of rest. And then there are others who are kind of just plowing through. And by January 17th, they will find that they are tired from having all that sacral energy and not knowing what to do with it. So on we go. And those will stay the same all week. There's no other changes. So the sun in Gate 54, as I said, we call it the ambition, drive, or the marrying maiden in the original I Ching, interaction in its mundane social context, but also one's mystical and cosmic relationships. So ambition, or, creating a ambitious persona, right? Somebody who's here to master projects and start new projects and get things going, is somebody who's going to have a lot of relationships. And that's what this is all about. And so the incarnation crosses this week are the crosses of penetration, ambition, and cycles. And then we've got the Gate 53, which is all about beginnings, starting things, starting new projects, beginning new business developments and things like that. Actually, it is called development or beginnings in the original I Ching. So it's development as a structural progression that is both steadfast and enduring. So these are beginnings or starts to projects that are meant to continue, that are meant to be something that you can depend on, something that you can really hang your hat on and move forward with in a way that will most likely bring you money, because it's usually in a business, a lot of times it's in a business context. It doesn't always have to be. So in the Gene Keys, immaturity here is the shadow, where we start things and we don't know why, right? Or we aren't quite sure why we're starting something new. Expansion is the gift, and superabundance is the siddhi, or the highest level. So in Gene Key 54, what we have is shadow is the greed. The shadow here is greed. It's the ambition that comes with, let's say, it comes with fear and without love. The gift is aspiration, which lets go of the fear and then moves into the love and is doing business for the love of it, the passion of it, the really helping the community, as opposed to taking from the community, right? And then the siddhi is ascension, literally kind of moving up the ladder and doing it for the good of everyone. So here he says the ego isn't the enemy. It's the booster rocket that one day will launch us into inner space. So it's a little bit of a play on words there, but I think Richard here is saying that the gift, the ego isn't necessarily who we have to worry about with regard to ambition, but we will. But again, it's the balance between love and fear, right? Or getting rid of the fear, somehow moving up above the fear that has us want to have material wealth and material possessions, so that we can do better, look better, feel better than other people. When we let go of those reasons for doing what we do, whatever it is we do, that's when the greed will go away and the aspiration will evolve. It'll evolve into aspiration. So Richard said, greed is an energy that will compromise its own integrity in a flash to what it wants. And this is its downfall. And so we all know people who will compromise their integrity in order to, in the pursuit of other things, right? The material things, the boat or the car or the new house or the kids' schools, or and he makes the distinction that it's not just about being successful when it comes to greed, it's about looking successful. It really is the persona, wearing the persona and being in the realm of the people who, look and feel and act like billionaires and millionaires, and people who need to basically show off, right? It's almost where they're so attached to greed that they're doing it just for the hell of it, that they don't care that it's hurting other people. They don't care that it's hurting the planet. They don't care that it's not going to get them anything really more, because why would they need more money? They've already got the money they need. So they're doing it for the greed of it. Again, fear-based, not based in love. And you can move into the love-based. And there are plenty of organizations now, corporations, who are doing just that, who have moved into the love-based realm of running a business as opposed to running it for the greed of it. I can think of a few different companies who do it as a matter of course. There are some who give money away to charity. Some of those are for show, I'll just say. Some of them are not. Some of them are really part of the culture, and they really do have a different ways of giving back that are part of the business culture. And then there are others who just do it because it's the trend. So, watch out for those. There are lots of people who are out there who are doing good for good's sake. And then there are still the people who are really trying to do it out of fear, and who are just trying to make money for the sake of making money. He also says the flow of prosperity is directly proportional to the flow of energy at all levels within your life, and beginning with your own body. And what he means by that is that the prosperity comes to us, it's attracted to us when we're feeling good, right? That might sound like a little woo-woo. It might sound like the law of attraction. You can take it however you want, but basically when we're feeling good, when we're attracting, and this was actually kind of interesting. He had a piece, a little side note, that our pheromones, which are the way we smell, basically, are different when it's greed-based versus love-based. So that was interesting, right? So when people know that you're going to support them, they can actually smell it. They can actually get a feeling from you of the fact that you're on their side and you're going to be supportive of them. Whereas if you're greedy and, not a very kind person and fear-based, they're going to smell that too. So I thought that was an interesting way to think about it, but that's why we like to meet people in person, right? That's why we like to meet people, especially the first time, we like to meet them in person. Relationships are very important for any kind of ambition and any kind of business relationships. And probably that's why many of us are shrinking, or at least not wanting to do too many relationships on Zoom, because with Zoom, you're not smelling people. You're not really getting a good feel for them, and you're not necessarily tapping into all of the possibilities of a relationship when you're on Zoom. So another good reason to resume person-to-person relationships as soon as we can. So there are a number of personalities born in the gate 54. Again, think of them as ambitious people. And I think as you look at this list, you can see that there are definitely a number of ambitious people, and people who were, and people who had the drive to become successful, and a little bit of especially this right angle cross of penetration for some people, like Nicolas Cage and Stephen Hawking, who were born at the beginning of this, kind of the 5th, 6th, and 7th of the month, and really felt that in their persona. And then with regard to the history, a number of different things happened. As you probably know, January 6th, it was just a year ago, was when we had the attack on the Capitol, and people were trying to stop the the Electoral College from being certified, that the Electoral College actually did get certified. And so there are still people being investigated during that or through that episode. In 1999, the impeachment trial of President Clinton started in the Senate. And January 8th in 1982, AT&T decided to basically divest all of its 22 subdivisions as part of an antitrust agreement. My father happened to be working for AT&T at that point, and so was my mother, actually. And my husband was about to start working for AT&T, so it was, had a big effect on our lives. I don't know if you all recall that. But I think it was the start of a number of different divestitures that occurred during that period. And in 2011, an attempted assassination on Representative Gabrielle Giffords took place, and it did kill, unfortunately, 6 people and wounded 13 in Arizona. And then on January 9th in 1776, I mention this just because it's really the start of our democracy. Thomas Paine published the paper Common Sense, which was a scathing attack on King George III's reign over the colonies and a call for complete independence. And so this was the beginning of the American experiment, right? At least a call for the American experiment. And then ironically, during the same period, just a year ago, it was called into question. And so you can see how, the ambition, the drive, the feeling of this kind of energy in a week such as this can have a number of things happen, even though it's usually a very quiet week. The first week of January, nothing much goes on, usually, but there were these things that did happen. And in 2007, Steve Jobs, the CEO of Apple, unveiled the first iPhone. Hard to believe that was only 15 years ago this week. So we've been living with our iPhones practically attached at the hip, and we will probably continue to do so. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you, it's a good week with ambition in the energy, right? It's a good week to make goals, to start new beginnings, to journal, to perhaps, write in your gratitude journal, or make a vision board, or any of those things. This is a good time to do it with the new moon last week on the 2nd and the start of the new year. Give yourself a little time. Take some time to come up with some intentions or goals, or however you like to think about them, so that you know what to expect this year, so that you can keep evaluating your values or reevaluating your values, because again, Venus is retrograde, and this is a good time to kind of go inward and understand or reevaluate what it is you'd like to be focused on, what your intentions are for the year, and how you want to behave in this new year, so that you can get the things that you want and perhaps help other people in the meantime. Do it with passion. Do it in a way that allows you to stand in your values and not sway to the intentions or goals of other people so much, so that you're doing what you want to do. So have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.